Didn't expect to be making this video, but I'm stuck on the side of the road with transmission fluid all over the engine. Well, it was on the highway, and this, I recorded a video earlier, don't worry, sorry, we'll put that later, but this line right here popped out. So this is basically the intro to the video, but I will have to be replacing this fitting here. And let's see how it goes. Yeah, from the title of this video, I almost lost this exact truck that I'm driving in from one small mistake, which led to a fire. So what originally happened, I was actually like getting on, I believe, on this entryway to the expressway, and I stepped on it too hard where it raised it all the way up, and I guess it did hit like 6,000 RPM, so around right there. And all you just see as I'm going up from the back is just a puff of smoke. And I was like, oh wow, something just like broke right now, pretty much, right? But I was also like not contemplating, but like, what happened? So I was like, my first original thought, I thought I spun a bearing where I thought I broke the engine. So in my head I was like, oh my god, like I just broke this engine, right? And then continue driving. I get off on the next exit, and then you get a smell, and you're like, all right, that's not oil, it's transmission oil. So all you just, the only thing you think of doing is like, oh my god, like I gotta stop somewhere. Like obviously, like puff smoke in the back, all right, I gotta stop somewhere, check it out. I didn't want to stop on this one, on the side of the expressway, so all I did was just go into a random street. And okay. 3, 2, 1. And all I did was I put it in neutral whenever I was about to go into a stop, and then I was like, okay, so it's obviously transmission wise. I don't want to know if the transmission broke or if if something else happened. So I put it in drive. All you just hear is the revs go up, no acceleration. So I'm like, all right, then something is definitely going on. So I stop, I open the hood, and then all you just see is oil all over. Like, I have a video and I will show you. Oh my fucking, oh. What the fuck? God damn it. It is all over the engine, and on top right here too. Shit. So yeah, all you just see is all the transmission oil on top of the engine, and then even on top of the hood, which I have a video for that too, so I'll show you right now. So yeah, in that moment I was like, oh my god. And I think in that same video where it was on the engine, whenever I was showing the engine, whenever it was all over, the connection to the transmission line to the radiator just popped out. And that wasn't the mistake or anything. The mistake was it had to do something with it, but I didn't push it in all the way again. So I called my brother to transmission fluid so I could like get it back on the road, drive it back home. And plus I just pop it back in, not thinking like you have to put a lot of force while popping it back in. So when I did that, I was like, all right, everything's fine. We put more transmission fluid, it starts running semi-fine. It still squeaks like how it is doing right now, but it was way like 10 times like louder and worse. Barely step on it, just imagine like the whole road could hear the squeak. That's the only way I could like phrase it, pretty much. So I was like, okay. It made it back home perfectly fine. I just thought that the squeaking was just from the oil on the actual like belts and stuff. So I was just like, all right, well, maybe the more I drive it, the more it'll go away, and it did for a while. And this is where it led to the little flashback of the fitting, how I didn't put it in all the way here. So I was driving again, middle of the night, not middle of the night, but like 10 p.m. basically. It goes all the way up in first gear, boom. All you just see is a puff of smoke in the back. I was going to the gym. It was the most funniest, not the really funniest thing, but it was like, you don't know what to comprehend. So I'm not gonna lie, I got scared at that moment. I was like, all right, I need to stop. I put it in neutral first, and then I don't know what went through my head. I put it in park while it was still driving. So all you see in the back and you hear is just like, whoo, like just a bigger noise. I'm like, oh, like I just realized what I did. So my whole thought process was like, oh my God, I just broke this transmission. And all right, get to the stop. I turn on my hazards. I get out, I'm about to open up the hood, but on the ground I see a different type of like amber light. I was like, oh my God, like it's on fire. I look under it, there's just a fire on the exhaust manifold. I'm like, oh, like I get back up, and there was like a 5-second period where I was just like, what do I do? Because like I knew for sure I didn't have any water on me. I didn't have like any sort of like extinguisher for it. And in that like brief moment, I thought of every possibility. I was like, if I opened up this hood, it could get worse. Like everyone tells you, as soon as there's a fire in the engine, do not open up the hood. And I knew that while going into it, and I opened up the hood and I saw it on fire. I was like, all right, like I already put too much into this where I am not going to let this truck burn down right now. So I just started blowing on it, right? The top part of the manifold turns off, but there's still the bottom half. So I have to go under the truck, and then I start blowing on it again, like as much as I can, like I'm hyperventilating basically. And then I managed to turn it off, but I also did manage to burn my lip on the exhaust manifold. I basically kissed it. So I do have like a, not too much of a nasty burn, but it's noticeable. But so that whole thing happens, and I was just like, I was scared. Like I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh yeah, like I immediately knew it. No, like in that moment of timing, you don't know what to think unless you've experienced it before, but I never had. So I was just like, okay. I called my dad. I told him like the transmission line popped out again, and to bring automatic transmission fluid. Like there was no, like we could have pulled it, yeah, but I was just like, just bring transmission fluid. Like I told him like, yeah, the truck caught on fire, and everyone I've told the story before, they're like, I should have made like that. Like even thinking about it, it's still like kind of traumatizing, but it's fine. But everyone was like, you shouldn't have done that. Like I get that, believe me, 100% I do get that. Like, all right, I shouldn't have done that, but there was just, I wasn't thinking rationally, I was thinking emotionally. I was thinking like, this is a truck where I don't want to sell, even if I don't like it. Like any situation like that, I do not want to sell this truck. So I just decided like, all right, I gotta fix it. Like I got to make sure this truck doesn't burn. And that was my only whole like thought process of it. Like I can't let this burn down. So everything happens, and as soon as my dad comes, I'm not gonna lie, I broke down crying. Like I just did. Like I told him everything that happened. I put it in park. I thought that the transmission was messed up, and well, as you can see right now, it wasn't fully. But yeah, so we drive it home. We get back home and everything. All right, the next day passes. We do a full transmission fluid swap, like filter, everything pretty much. So we swap everything. We take off the transmission pan, basically. I'm not entirely sure the proper name, but like I just took off the transmission pan of it, the automatic transmission pan. And at first it looks fine. Obviously there's a magnet for it where all the metal flakes come in. I never knew how that looked on this like version of trucks, so I thought it was fine. I was like, oh wow, like I'm surprised that there was nothing bad with it, right? Except whenever you touch that, all you see is the metal like split across. So all you figure out is all that magnet is covered with metal flakes. So I was like this, it's done. Like I can't do anything else about it. Like I honestly just thought that I was going to need a new transmission and everything, but I mean, even right now it's still running perfectly fine. But everything that would go wrong, I just thought about it. I was like, oh my god, like this is, as much as I thought, it was the best outcome. I'm not gonna lie. It burned the internal discs that it has. I'm not even entirely sure what they're called. It just burned those a lot. Metal flakes and everything. I mean, everything was even. It was for the best case scenario out of the worst problem there was. Because I could have just had to switch the whole transmission out, which would have costed like $3,000-$4,000. Or get it rebuilt, which would have been a little bit less, or just anything really. This was probably the best outcome of it, because this is the same transmission, just new filter, oil, cleaned up and everything. And I am really grateful for that. But I mean, the moral story is just honestly, just double check your work, make sure everything is properly done, because I was the one that put that transmission line the first time it popped out all loose, and then it almost left with this truck turning, like catching on fire and probably burning down. I mean, I'm really glad that it didn't, but I mean, this is just like a precaution for everyone working on their stuff. And just double check everything. But yeah, so this is basically the end of the video. This is separate from the story. I just want to say everything that's gonna happen with this channel, mostly since I haven't posted in over a year and it's almost about B2. But there is good news, but I will be posting more videos, but it is going to take a while. But there is going to be more videos to come, especially with this truck and especially with other vehicles. I already have some stuff planned out. I'm just not entirely sure whenever everything will be out, if you get my point of what I'm saying. But there is going to be more content with this channel, and I am just saying that mostly because this is something I wanted to do, but I put it off for so long. So this is basically also a promise to myself where I'm going to try to post at least a video every like 2 weeks, or however long it takes, or at least it's semi-consistent or mostly consistent. But yeah, and it doesn't really matter what videos it is, because it's gonna be, I want to explore my options really. So I want to have like some story time videos like this where I almost lost this truck, or I want to do working on cars or working on my friends' cars. Really, like it's mostly just for fun. I want to be the most realistic I can be with this channel, but also work on cars, because that's one of my passions. This is my favorite thing to do, which is working on cars. And yeah, this is just for things to come in the future of this channel. But yeah, I hope you like the story time. Leave down a comment of your all's basically story of how one small little mistake led to a big thing. And yeah, I mean, like it if you like it. If you don't like it, then don't like it. If you could subscribe, that would be a big thing for me, mostly so it could actually show that like people want more of my content. But yeah, well, this is the end.